good? Will the meeting please come to order? Welcome to the Metro Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, June 11th, 2019. Will all members of the council as well as the public please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation this evening will be offered by Council Member Jonathan Hall.
Let us bow our heads. Father God, we come before you tonight with humble hearts, in service of our fellow man and with reverence for you. We pray for your guidance in being better stewards of this city's resources. We ask that you allow us to be of like mind and with great sincerity as we go forward attempting to provide this great city of ours and each of our communities a safer and higher quality of life. That we always keep in mind that each decision we make in this room directly impacts the lives of every citizen. We pray for your healing as a body and as a city. These things we ask in your Son, Jesus' name, and pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You all may be seated. Without objection, we will suspend the calling the roll and ask the clerk to record the names of those members present throughout the meeting. Is there a motion for adoption of the minutes of the meeting from June 4, 2019? I heard a motion and a second. Properly seconded. Without objection, the minutes of the meeting will stand approved as written. Madam Clerk, are there any messages from the mayor?
No, Mr. Vice Mayor, there are no messages from the mayor.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right. So we are now on the agenda. We appreciate people staying with us. I know there was a long budget meeting, so we are starting a little bit late. But we are now on bills on third reading. The major bill that's on, that took a while in budget, is the last bill on the calendar, BL 2019-1654. Without objection, we are going to take that one up first. We're going to take it out of order, and we'll take it up first. Seeing no objection, we are on BL 2019-1654 by Councilmember Vercher and Roten, an ordinance adopting the 2019-2020 through 2024-2025 capital improvements budget for the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County as the official capital improvements budget of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County for fiscal year 2019-2020. Councilmember Vercher, you are recognized on BL 2019-1654.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. How do you want to do it?
Well, let's get committee reports in some way first, and then we're going to go back to you for a discussion about the overall bill, and then we'll start going through the amendments.
Okay, I'm going to yield to Mr. Jamison for the committee report.
All right.
Are they bringing it back?
Well, okay, so
what are we doing?
Councilmember Vercher yielded to you, Mr. Jamison, for an explanation of what happened in the committee report.
Budget and Finance Committee approved the CIB Ordinance BL 2019-1654 as amended, 10-4, 0 against.
All right, and there was also the Planning Committee, which is Councilmember Allen. You're recognized for a committee report from Planning and Zoning.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Planning, Zoning, and Historical recommended approval of BL 2019-1654 as amended and amended and amended. 9 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Allen. Back to you first, Councilmember Vercher.
Yes, so we have several amendments. Do you want me to, how do we want to do the amendments?
So I actually have somebody in the queue, Councilmember Rosenberg. For what reason, Councilmember Rosenberg?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move that we take up all of the amendments that simply add an item to the CIB using GO bonds as a group.
Second.
All right, so I have a proper motion, and it's been properly seconded to take up all the amendments that add items to the CIB as one motion. Councilmember Vercher is indicating that she's okay with that. That's the motion. Any discussion on the motion? Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
I'm just checking on a point of order. We have one amendment within that group that was amended? Do we need to take that out separately? I'm seeing no from Mr. Jamison. Okay.
All
I
right.
think that's a fine plan.
All right, so let's do this. Let's make procedurally sure that everybody is okay with taking up Councilmember Rosenberg's motion, which means that we'll take up just the amendments to this bill, BL 2019-1654, as a package, just those amendments that add to the capital improvements budget. Let's just vote on it, make sure everybody's okay. You're not voting on the amendments, you're just voting procedurally. You're just voting procedurally whether it's okay with everybody that we take them up as a whole. Councilmember Glover, any questions? Okay. All right. All those in favor of Councilmember Rosenberg's motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Councilmember Rosenberg's motion is adopted. So I'm going to go back to Councilmember Vercher, who may want to refer to Mr. Jamison, who can then go through individually the amendments that would be part of what we're voting on as a package.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. I'm going to go to Mr. Jamison for the amendments.
The amendments that are adding with funding from the GO bonds are as follows. Amendment B, which is appearing at page 3 of your packet by Councilman Hall. In clarification, there was a proposed amendment during the Budget and Finance Committee, but it was determined by virtue of the code that it is not required. It is to be left as GO bond funding. Amendment D on page 5 of your packet. Amendment E is adding, but there is a typographical error to correct, so we will come back to E. Remaining amendments on the consent would be Amendment F, Councillady Henderson at page 7 of your materials, Amendment G at page 8 of your materials, Amendment H, I, J, and K at pages 9 through 12 of your materials. Amendment L has been withdrawn. Amendment M, N, O, and P at pages 14 through 17 of your amendment packet. And lastly, Amendment Q at page 18 of your amendment packet.
Excuse me. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read through, let me make sure we've got these right. And Mr. Jamison, do I need to read what the project is, or are we okay?
No, we're okay.
All right, so I'm going to read through the amendments that we're voting on and give you the page number of the amendments, make sure we're all on the same page. I've got Amendment B, which is on page 3, Amendment D, which is on page 5, Amendment E, which is page 6, Amendment F on page 7, Amendment G on page 8, Amendment H on page 9, Amendment I, page 10, Amendment J on page 11, Amendment K on page 12, Amendment M on page 14, Amendment N on 15, Amendment O on page 16, Amendment P on page 17, and Amendment Q on page 18. Get those right?
If you want to take Amendment E, there is a typographical error. We could take that up now or come back.
Okay, so I guess we're finished. Okay, good. All right, so those are the amendments we are voting on as a package. There is an amendment that needs to be fixed on Amendment E?
Correct.
All right. So, Mr. Jamison, I'll go to you for the explanation of what the amendment to Amendment E is.
It's moving the decimal point. Instead of 15 million, it should be 1.5 million.
Okay. So Amendment E, instead of 15 million, it's 1,500,000. Amendment E, it's on page 6. Do we need a special amendment on that?
Objections is to move.
Okay. All right. So everybody with me so far? So without objection, we're going to allow the fixing of the decimal point on that, or the fixing of the comma with a decimal point. 1,500,000. This is on Amendment E. Any other amendments on any of the amendments that I recognized? Okay. All right. Any questions? Any discussion? All right. So we are pursuant to Councilmember Vercher. I guess what I need is a motion to adopt this as a package.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I move for approval for the amendments as stated as a package.
Okay, so I've got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Councilmember Glover, you're recognized.
This is merely housekeeping. Procedurally, Mr. Jameson, do each one, even though we're taking it as a package, do they not each need to be read separately that way? It does not have to be? Okay, I'm just asking. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Glover. That was a good question. I checked, and I think we're good. All right. So we have a motion by Councilmember Vercher to approve the package that we just went through. It's been properly seconded. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of those amendments say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. All right, so now we go back. Mr. Jameson, well, let me go back to Councilmember Vercher. There's still some in the packet, so we'll go through those individually and make sure we've got those correct. All right? So, Councilmember Vercher, you actually would be on Amendment A.
Okay, I would like to move Amendment A.
All right. Explanation? Do we need an explanation of what Amendment A is? It's on page 2.
This was basically from the sponsor. I believe it was incorrectly identified for their respective district.
Okay.
Which is why it's more important for us to take heed to district council members' requests as it relates to the CIB process.
Okay, so Amendment A is actually removing something from Council District 32.
Correct.
All right. So the motion is to adopt. Can I have a second? Second. Properly seconded. Discussion on Amendment A? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. You adopt Amendment A. Councilmember Vercher, the next one is Amendment C, which has been
withdrawn.
Withdrawn. Okay. The next one is Amendment L, which has been withdrawn. We are now on Amendment R. So, Councilmember Vercher, I'll go to you. You're recognized on Amendment R.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. This was an amendment to remove the reference of districts 28, 29, 30, and 28, 29, 32, and 33 for the North Replacement Head Start facility. There was an amendment to the amendment to remove all references of districts, just leaving the project in for the CIB.
All right. So I guess the request would be a motion to approve with the amendment.
Correct. I want to move the amendment as amended.
Okay, so you want to move the amendment to the amendment. Councilmember Glover, I think this may have been your amendment. I'm recognizing you.
I think, Mr. Jameson, I'm going to ask you because procedurally, I just want to make sure we do it correctly. Do I need to suspend the rules now, or am I about to suspend them after we move the original amendment?
You're about to suspend them to move the
Okay,
amendment.
that's what I was hoping. I thought that's where we were. All right, so then I move to amend the amendment that no district, hopefully stay with me on this one, Mr. Jameson, in case I say it incorrectly, that there be no reference to any council district, that in essence what we're doing is leaving the $9.3 million in the CIB for a Head Start building somewhere in the city.
Okay, so you want to move the amendment, but in order to do that, you're going to have to move to suspend the rules.
Right, but I'm just asking, am I saying it correctly there? All right, now, with that being said, I move to amend the amendment, so I need to suspend the rules, please.
Okay, so because the amendment was just made in the Budget Committee, Councilmember Glover has to move to suspend the rules to get the amendment properly before this body. Is there an objection to the suspension of the rules? Seeing none, Councilmember Glover, you're on your amendment to Amendment R.
Okay, thank you, Vice Mayor. I moved to amend the amendment, which references no council districts at this point. However, it does leave in the $9.3 million for a Head Start building somewhere in the city.
Okay, so I've got a motion to amend Amendment R. It's been properly seconded. Councilmember Vercher, I apologize because I'd asked you to move the amendment, but we had to go through that process first. So we are properly on Councilmember Glover's amendment to Amendment R. Properly seconded. I'm going to go to Councilmember Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Because we are deleting a reference in a bill that currently says it's deleting something, I just want to ask Mr. Jameson if he could read what the bill will sound like once it's been amended.
It's simply deleting the reference to the council district. So the project number 18AC0001 will remain, but there will be no reference to the council districts 28, 29, 32, 33. Theoretically, it could therefore go anywhere in the county, but it
Okay.
remains as a project.
Okay, so, I mean, currently it says, I move to amend ordinance such and such by deleting the following project in its entirety. So we're changing that language to say, I move to amend this ordinance by deleting the reference to specific districts.
Correct.
Okay.
And let me, if you don't mind,
Hold on,
Council.
Councilmember, let me go back and recognize you. Councilmember Glover, you're
I'm
recognized.
sorry, I was just, and in doing so, and sorry, Council Lady Allen, in doing so, then it does leave the 9.3 million, because that's ultimately what I'm trying to do.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, Council Lady Allen. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Councilmember Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Chair. We did have a really lengthy discussion about this. So just to be clear, everybody understand, I found the CIB. So this CIB number, project number 18AC0001, states a new replacement facility south of Nashville in southern Davidson County. And Capital Group, it's a mayor's priority, one of department priority, one of 12. And in that, it says Council District 28, 29, 32, 33, amount is $9.3 million. So we are only removing a Council District reference, 28, 29, 32, 33, however, leaving its entity with North Replacement Head Start Facility and keeping $9.3 million. So everybody's clear on that amendment.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Johnson. No one else in the queue. Back to you, Councilmember Vercher. You're on your amendment. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Councilmember Glover's amendment. Then I'm going to come back to you. All right. So
I've made, I think, and Vice Mayor, I think I've made the motion. I think it's been seconded, correct?
That's correct.
So we need to vote on that, and then I believe you hand back to Council Lady Vercher.
Councilmember Vercher. All right. So we
Vice
are.
Mayor, I have discussion on the amendment to the amendment.
All right.
Just so that the body is clear and understanding that we changed our CIB process as it relates to prioritization, and that's our communication to the mayor. So if the planning department can speak to what this does as it relates to the process, because usually we do not reference projects in the CIB with no district reference to it.
Looking for someone from the planning department? You're recognized.
Councilmember, I don't believe it would have any effect. I believe that there are occasional projects without council district referenced.
Okay, I just want to be clear from the planning perspective, and just for the viewing audience, this project was not part of the prioritization process.
All right.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Vercher. Okay, so the amendment has not been approved yet, so we're on the amendment. Anything else, Councilmember Vercher, before we vote on the amendment to the amendment? All right, seeing none, we are on Councilmember Glover's amendment to Amendment R. Okay, Councilmember Glover?
I see on the screen here, it says quorum has been lost. I'm just trying to make sure it's not lost before we, well, it says it right here. I'm just asking. Sorry, Vice Mayor,
That's okay. So we're just going to talk here for just a few minutes. Councilmember Glover, things okay?
I think everything's fine. We had a wonderful discussion today. I think a very lively one that hopefully saves the taxpayers a lot of money. But thank you for asking how I'm doing.
Well, I just wanted to check on you.
Well, thank you.
No, I do appreciate the fact. Obviously, this meeting was supposed to start at 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
But
I tried, Vice Mayor.
that's okay. Due to the importance of the discussion, then it was a good discussion. We needed to keep going. Councilmember O'Connell, you're recognized.
Mr. President, I wonder if this is not a good time for offering gavel practice to members?
I would,
We have
do other
quorum.
members?
We have the
Yeah.
quorum.
We now have
Point
a
of order.
quorum, so
Oh,
I
we do
guess
have a
we'll
quorum,
to wait
okay.
on that one. But thank you for the great suggestion. Councilmember Hurt, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think it's a good time for me to wish my husband a happy anniversary. We'll celebrate 37 years on tomorrow.
That is wonderful. Thank you, Councilmember Hurt. Okay, so we are now, we're now on Councilmember Glover's amendment to Amendment R. We're voting on that. Anybody else have any questions? Nobody else in the queue? We're not voting on Amendment R. We're just voting on the amendment to Amendment R. See nobody else in the queue? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The amendment to Amendment R is adopted. Councilmember Vercher, back to you on Amendment R as amended.
I'd like to move the amendment as amended.
Okay, move the amendment as amended, properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. All right, that's Amendment R. We're now on Amendment S. Councilmember Vercher, you're recognized.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. This amendment is basically removing a duplication in the CIB, and I'd like to move Amendment S.
All right, so Councilmember Vercher has moved Amendment S. It's been properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. All right, so that's, I believe that completes all the amendments. So Councilmember Vercher, you're recognized on BL 2019-1654 as amended.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move the bill as amended.
Okay, so I got a motion to move the bill as amended, properly seconded. Any discussion? Again, we're on BL 2019-1654, the capital improvements budget. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. Thank you, Councilmember Vercher. All right, so now we're back on the rest of the calendar. Go back to the first bill. We're on BL 2019-1641. Councilmember O'Connell and Hurt. An ordinance to provide for the designation of public property within specified areas of downtown Nashville as a temporary special event zone during the time period beginning at 9:00 p.m. on July 2nd, 2019, and ending at 11:00 p.m. on July 5th, 2019, relative to the use of these areas in conjunction with the 2019 July 4th celebration and related activities and events. Councilmember O'Connell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to get committee reports, please.
All right, looks like it's approved by the budget, approved by conventions, rules. I'm going to Councilmember Lee. Do you have any report from the Rules Committee?
The Rules Committee did not meet today.
That's okay. So the committee, actually, it was deferred by Rules last time. Rules Committee did not meet, but you do have committee reports in, so you can proceed ahead. Just had to recognize you.
Right, I know we did not get it to Parks, Library, and Arts, so I just want to be sure about.
Correct.
If you're saying we've
I'm
got
sorry.
committee reports in, then I can proceed, but I think we did not get that report last time.
Okay, so Parks would be Councilmember Van Rees. Councilmember Syracuse is not here. I don't think Parks met as well.
Okay. If we need to suspend the rules, I can do so. I guess I would ask Mr. Jameson for clarification here.
I will clarify at length because we have lost a quorum again. So
Let's get the long version.
at the previous meeting, I believe by virtue of a sponsor's inability to attend because of his attendance at another committee meeting at the time, he was unable to attend, so that was a deferral by rule. However, per Rule 19, because you have recommendations from not one but two other committees, you are allowed to proceed with the committee recommendations you have.
Okay, so the lack of the status coming into tonight for third reading was referred to Parks, we can still proceed.
Correct.
Okay, my screen has now said that we are merely in jeopardy of loss, and if that is the case, I would move approval with a brief comment.
All right, so I've got a motion to approve 1641, properly seconded. Back to you, Councilmember O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. President. On this one, we've had great input from Councilmember Henderson, which I wholeheartedly support, which suggests that as we consider such events in the future, especially in areas where we have had considerable feedback for lack of access to various rights-of-way, particularly our Greenway network and other multimodal infrastructure that we need to start preparing those in the bill. Again, this one is time-sensitive, and I think we will be able to do that more or less as a matter of course going forward. That's something I will make sure I put special attention towards. So thank you to Councilmember Henderson on this, and I would like to renew my motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. Thank you, Councilmember O'Connell. BL 2019-1642, Virtue Sledge and others. Ordinance approving a participation agreement between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Metropolitan Department of Water and Sewerage Services and Stratos Development Group, LLC, to provide public water service improvements for the Stratos Development Group, LLC's proposed development, as well as other existing properties in the area. Councilmember Virtue, you are recognized. We're on 2019-1642. All committee reports are in.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. With all committee reports in, I move for approval.
Got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. Thank you, Councilmember Virtue. BL 2019-1646, Councilmember Pulley, O'Connell, and Bedney. Ordinance to authorize the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing easement rights located at 2003B Councilman Drive, formerly known as Burtonwood Drive. Councilmember O'Connell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Despite Councilmember Pulley's abandonment of this body, I would be happy to move this on his behalf. I'd like to move approval.
All right. All committee reports are in. Proper motion, proper second, and any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. BL 2019-1647 by Councilmember O'Connell and Bedney, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing easement rights and 111 linear feet of existing 3-inch water main located at 65 Lindsley Avenue, formerly known as Berrien Street. Councilmember O'Connell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move approval.
All committee reports are in. Proper motion, proper second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. BL 2019-1648 by Councilmember Bedney and O'Connell. Ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept new sanitary sewer and water mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and fire hydrant assemblies for property located at Middlewick Lane, also known as Burkett Village Phase 6, Section 1. Councilmember O'Connell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I miss Councilmember Bedney more than he might ever know, and I'd like to move approval.
That's a lovely statement. All committee reports are in. Proper motion, proper second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. BL 2019-1649, Councilmember Bedney and O'Connell, ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept new sanitary sewer and water mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and fire hydrant assemblies for property located at Middlewick Lane, also known as Burkett Village Phase 6, Section 2. You're on Section 2. Councilmember O'Connell, 1649.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move approval.
Got a motion to approve, properly seconded. All committee reports are in. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. BL 2019-1650, Councilmember Roten, O'Connell, and Bedney, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon an existing public water main and public sanitary sewer main, a sanitary sewer manhole, and easements, and to accept new water and sanitary sewer mains, a fire hydrant assembly, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 3177 Lebanon Pike. Councilmember Roten, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I move approval.
All committee reports are in. Councilmember Roten moves approval, properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. You adopt. That takes us through. Are we missing anything? Nope. We are done. Remember that we will meet a week from tonight for our next council meeting, where we will be taking up the budget. Thank you all for coming. Councilmember Kendall, thank you for being here. Entertain a motion to adjourn. Got a motion to adjourn, properly seconded. All in favor say aye. Those no, we stand adjourned.
Good job.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.